Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another video in the series of my little storybook journals. So in today's video, I'm going to be working on some hidden paperclip charm dangles like this one right here. And this is not necessarily just for the little storybook journals that I'm making. It can be used for anything, really. Any journaling, any books, or anywhere you need to put a clip of some sort. So before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribe, turn on that little notifications bell so you're notified when I post new videos. And also make sure to like and comment. These are the little hidden paperclip charm dangles that we're going to be making. I have been making similar ones to this for a while, but I kind of came up with a different way to do these, so that way you can utilize some of the paperclip to dangle a charm off of, which I think is really cute. And so the paperclip is hidden, and it's very easy to use these. You can just slide them right on to any type of paper surface, just like that. So yeah, let's get into making some of these. I actually am mass making a bunch of them, and you can make different sizes. So there's lots of different ways to be creative with these. So as you can see, I have a few different ones that I've already started. This one right here has a little lace ribbon on the edge of it with a little rosette and a cute little charm dangle. And this is what the back looks like. I actually used one of the book pages from a storybook that I'm using for this one. And then I did some smaller ones right here. This is really simple, has a little key charm with it and just a little wooden flower button on a darker piece of paper. This one I did a little bit larger with a wax seal on the front with a little bit of bling and a little button charm. I thought that would be really cute in my Sleeping Beauty journal book that we're doing. And then this one right here is another one that I did with a little butterfly and some fabric, and it's on some vintage, I think it's cardstock, but it's meant to look like writing paper. And there's also a little tag on the front, so you can write something on there if you'd like. But these are great for paper clips. They're great for bookmarks. They're great to like put in your journals to mark out different sections of the journal. So you can be super creative with them, and they're very easy to make. And you can use up a lot of your scraps with them as well. So as you can see, I have a bunch of different size scraps of paper here that I've kind of collected. And so you can literally use pretty much anything that you have on hand. So this is what we're going to use. I'm going to make a few more with you. I'm going to probably set some of these aside so that I can stick in future projects and use some of them in my upcoming journals that I have. Okay, so in addition to your paper, I also have a pack of these little small bulb-shaped safety pins. These are perfect for hanging charms on, and you can get these on Amazon. I will link these. And then I also have some 1.5 inch metal paper clips. And I think I got these from Goodwill Bins, but any paper clip will really do. I like the metal paper clips for this specific project, but any paper clip will do. Okay, so I also have some glue, and I'm gonna turn on my hot glue just in case. I don't usually use a whole lot of hot glue. I tried to use my Fabrifix most of the time for this. I have a corner edger, and I also have some archival ink, and this is the ink that I primarily use, the Vintage Photo. Okay, so let's get started with this, and let's just start with a random sheet of paper. This piece of paper happens to be like I said, size does not really matter. You can do any size you want. You can play around and experiment with different sizes that you like. This one is about 7¼ inches. So as you will see, this will be a larger clip, but it doesn't matter. So basically you're gonna fold your paper in half with the paper side that you want shown to be on the inside of your fold. So I'm just folding that in half just like that. I'm gonna take one of my paper clips. I'm gonna put my paper clip on, And I'm gonna push my paper clip down so that there's just a little bit of the small end of the paper clip, about 1/4 of an inch or so, popping up on the top of my paper, my folded side of my paper, okay? So just like that. Then what you're gonna do is on the short side, you're gonna fold up your paper. So you want the fold to touch the bottom of the short side of your paper clip. Now make sure you're doing it on the short side, not the long side. So you're gonna fold that up just like that, and you're gonna turn it around. And what I do to make it easier for me is I take a little pencil, and right inside of this little top of my paper clip, I'm gonna just make a little mark. I make a little mark on the inside, and I make a tiny mark on the outside of both of my, like on the paper, but I want it just on the outside. So you can see that little mark right there. That's right where the paper clip is. Now we're gonna take the paper clip off. We're gonna open it up, and we're gonna take our knife, our crafting knife, and we're just gonna make a little slit right within those marks that I made. Just one little tiny slit with your crafting knife. So you can see I have a little slit right there. Okay, so now what you want to make sure you can do is you can take the small side of your paper clip and make sure that it fits in that little slit that you just cut. Then you're gonna take, this is a little tricky, so watch carefully. Then you're gonna kind of push that up a little bit further. I kind of hold it in between my fingers on the back. You're gonna take this folded part of your paper, and you're gonna put it back in between your paper clip, and you're gonna push your paper clip back down as far as it will go. Now it will only go to where that fold is. So you should have this much sticking up on the top. All right, then this is where we're gonna start gluing. We're gonna take our glue, and I'm gonna start at the bottom first. Now you can really do this a couple different ways. Before I actually glue, let's figure out what we want, how big of a tag we want here. So I wanna make sure that my top flap comes down and covers most of this back side. But you can always put the bottom, flip the bottom on top, or you can flip the top on the bottom. Now I want my bottom to not be any more than my top. So I'm just gonna fold it to where my top comes down. So as you can see now, my bottom folded up is the same size as my top. And then we're just going to glue this all down, okay? So we're gonna first glue this down, this little flap that we folded. So just lightly, I'm gonna glue that down first. All right, and then I'm gonna go and put some glue on both sides of my paper clip and all along the top of my fold. Just like that. And then we're gonna fold that top down right on top of it. Now this will be a little bit different depending on the size of your paperclip cover that you're doing. You can do, like I said, it will vary depending on the size of the paper you're using. So I'm just pushing my glue down. So now we have our folded over paper clip, which, as you can see, you'll be able to slide right in your paper, and you have your little part that will stick out from your paper clip for your charm. And then this is the portion, the surface that you're gonna decorate. So I like to round my corners. I'm gonna do a larger round corner on this one because it's a little bit larger of a clip. So I like to round my corners on that. And then also I like to distress all of the edges. So I'm just gonna take my ink and go in and just distress those edges. Now you could also round the top corners as well, if you wanted to. All right, so that is the base of our little hidden paper clip right there. I'm gonna do a couple more and then we'll start to decorate them. So I'll do one more with you on camera just so you can see again how it will work with a different size. So let's take a different size piece of paper. It's gonna be the same exact routine. You're gonna fold your paper in half with your printed side on the inside. All right, we're gonna take our paper clip, whatever size you have, you're gonna put it over the center, leaving a little bit to poke out. We're gonna flip it around to the short side of the paper clip and we're gonna take our paper and fold it up like that. So it's folded right to the tip of the bottom of the paper clip. We're gonna mark in between our paper clip and a little on the outside so we know what to cut. Take our paper clip off, take our crafting knife, make a little slit right where that mark was. Gonna put our paper clip, the small side of our paper clip, back in that slot. And like I said, I kind of hold it in between my fingers. I take that folded portion and I push it up underneath the long part of my paper clip, but over the short part. And then I push it back into place and then I push my paper clip right back down so it hits that bottom right there. And then again, this is where you can kind of determine where you want your, or how big you want your cover to be. So for this one, when we fold this down, it's not gonna go all the way to the bottom because of the size of the paper. So, but I want it to overlap a little bit. So I'm gonna fold it about right there. So just gonna fold it so I have it where I want it. And you can actually do your corners now before you do glue. I'm just gonna do my two corners at the bottom. Whoops. There. Oh, that did not come out good. Let's see. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, now let's open it up and glue it back into place. So they're really easy to do once you figure out. The toughest part is making sure that you have your paper clip facing the right way. So we've got to fold this one up first. And let's just put a little bit of glue just along the edge, the top edge. And then we're gonna fold that one down. So there is our clip cover. And again, you will see this will be the side that slides down onto your page, and that will be the decorated side. All right, so I have a bunch of these. I'm gonna make the rest of them that I have, and then we'll decorate. Okay, so I've made a bunch of these little hidden paper clip dangle charm tags. And I'm gonna start decorating some of them. I've got a few decorated up here, but I'm gonna decorate one and then I'm gonna keep my camera on while I'm decorating more, and I won't be talking, but you can watch me decorate them because it's pretty self-explanatory. You can literally do whatever you want. Anyhow, let's get started with one of these. So I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take this one right here because it's a larger one, so it's easier to see. I'm actually gonna be, this side is gonna stay as is, so we're not doing anything on here because this is the side that's gonna touch the paper or whatever you're going to attach the clip to, but this is the side that's gonna get decorated. So I'm thinking for this one, I usually like to start out with maybe some sort of lace or some sort of fabric. So let me go through some of my fabric scraps here. I have a whole bunch of like tiny fabric scraps. Let's see, my coloring is pinks and greens, but I can kind of do anything with this one. Let's see, do I have any? Let me look through this basket also, because I might have something else that tickles my fancy. I have all kinds of scraps here as well. So what I like to do, this is another little tip, I take clothespins like this, and whenever I have like strips or extra fabric, I will rip it into strips, and then I will attach them to my strips to these little clothespins, and it just keeps all of my stuff in order better. So I think I'm going to use this one right here. It helps to keep everything kind of you know, easily accessible. It's not a big pile of stuff, and I can keep it in a basket like this. So I'm going to use that one. Let's see, sometimes if they're really thick, I will just pin the fabric in place, but sometimes I can, if it's not really thick, I can push the fabric right down back into the clip to hold it together just like that. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and just snip it off just so that I have it to use, and then we'll put the rest of it away. I think this one was pinned. Okay, I'll put that one away. All right, so I have this thin, I think it's pretty sheer, but it's really pretty. And I like that it's a little bit darker and it has a little bit of a gold edge to it. So let's take a little strip of this, or maybe let's take a couple strips of this fabric, and we're gonna just glue that down. I like to do these kind of without really any rhyme or reason. Sometimes if you plan it out too much, it looks too planned, and I like it to look a little bit spontaneous. So we're just gonna put a little bit of that Fabrifix on the tag, and I'm just gluing down a little bit of this fabric strip that I have. I think it was like a scarf or something that had gotten ripped, so I just like made strips out of it. Okay, then let's cut this off down at the bottom, and then I can also maybe use a little bit more of this ruffle. Let's see, maybe put a little bit of ruffle on the side here. Yeah, I like that. I'll use up the rest of this ruffle and put this on the side. So let's just put a little bit of glue here. Now you can use hot glue as well. I'm using Fabrifix only because Fabrifix is pretty quick on fabric. So let's put that there. All right, so let's see. Let's see if we can find some tags or some little strips of paper or something, because I kind of want to almost need a clip to clip this right down. Maybe a button of some sort, or oh, you know what would look really pretty on this? I have a little vintage pin, which would look really pretty on that. But this actually has a pin on the back, so I think I'm going to pull that pin off and see if I can get it off here. Might need to, I don't know if it's glued or what it is. Yep, there it comes right off. All right, so I popped that pin off the back, so that now it's nice and flat, and now I'm gonna actually use my hot glue to glue this on. So let's put a little bit of hot glue on the back of this, and I kind of like that right there. We'll hold that down. That little kind of cluster, that's basically what we're doing, is just kind of like little clusters on each one of these hidden paperclip tags. And then you can add the little charms to the top here. Now, do I want to add anything else to this? I don't want to take away from that really pretty kind of brooch. Let's see, I think that's pretty. Some of my beads are a little too big for my charm dangles, so I just play around with what works. And this is kind of like a brassy color, so I want to see if I can maybe find like a brassy colored charm or something. I have all of these vintage looking keys. Could do like a little key. That would be cute. Let's keep that out. And I also have a little tin full of things as well. Let's see. Oops. There's some more pink. No, I don't want that. I'm looking for a bead. You just gotta play around until you find the right thing that works. I always have all kinds of little doodads and charms and things. That one's too thick. I do have some cute little black sequins. Those ones might be cute. Again, this is literally just one of those things where you gotta just keep playing around until you find something that works. Oh, I found a bead, but I'm not sure if it's gonna go on. That's the thing, trying to find something that fits. Yeah, that one would be pretty. It would match perfectly. Let's see if I can force it on here. Let me straighten out take my little pliers here and see if I can straighten out my pin just a little bit, so that way this bead will go on, because this is a really pretty bead and it's like the perfect color and it fits on there. It's just getting over that. Yeah, it doesn't want to get past there. Unless I put the key on first. Maybe I put the key on and then I put the bead on and then we close it up. See if that will work. That's kind of pretty. That might work. All right, yeah, that might work. So that's really pretty. I could do something else. I could do a little tag or something on here as well, but I think this is enough with the little brooch on the front and the little charm with the key. So we're gonna keep that one as is. All right, we'll do one more and then I will show you the other ones that I did, but I will speed it up so it doesn't take so long. All right, I found another little scrap, a little cut off of something that I had done, probably one of the journals. I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue along my edge. I'm gonna stick some of this right into that glue, just on one side. We'll trim this off. Stick that back in my scraps. Let's find, I have all these little tiny papers, which are pretty, which I could rip and add. Ooh, I have a really pretty stamp. That might be pretty. Ooh, I kind of like that. Little stamp on this one. It's got these like pretty birds on it. So let's just distress these edges, ink up the edges a little bit. Now, I'm not making these ones for any in particular journal. I'm just making them and I can put them in whatever afterwards. Just kind of mass making a bunch and then I'll have them to use. So here's that little stamp. I'm just gonna put that on there. Again, I'm not thinking too much about this. I'm just kind of trying to work through this and put some random things on here. I have a little pink starfish bead that might be pretty on there. I have a little leaf. This is just a little leaf that came off of something that I had. I could actually stick that on maybe under the starfish. I like the color, the green with that. I'm also gonna get, let's see, if I do that, I have these little numbers here as well. I don't know, we could do number 1, we could do number 3. Yeah, I like number 3. Let's do number 3 on here, and let's pull in some of the green. So these are just little labels that were in a kit from Etsy, and I will link that kit in the description of this video. There's tons of labels in the kit. I actually download them, I upload them to my Cricut cutter, and then I cut them out that way so that I have multiple of them. I love using my Cricut for that kind of thing because I don't have the patience to fussy cut all kinds of little things. So any of my tiny labels or die cuts or anything like that, I always throw into my Cricut. It's like one of the best investments I ever made for crafting supplies. Although I think mine is getting outdated, so I'm thinking of getting a new one here. I would love to get a new one this year. So all right, let's just distress the edge of this 3. And let's put this little 3 down here. But yeah, I have tons of little labels and apothecary labels and all kinds of numbers and stuff. So put that right there. I'm gonna use my hot glue on this little leaf. It's a little metal leaf, so I don't want to have to wait for it. So I'll put a little leaf right there, kind of sticking out from the edge, and then we'll do this little pink starfish. Put a little hot glue on that. Put that right on top of that leaf. I feel like it needs something else, maybe a little bit of this on the edge, maybe. Yeah, let's do something like that on the edge. Just needs a little bit of extra. It's looking kind of empty right there. So I'm just taking a little tiny scrap. I'm kind of just making a little, just push that on there. Kind of hold that down on that side, just so that there's layers. Almost looks like maybe fishing net or something like this. This one's very kind of tropical looking. And then you can trim off a little bit like that. All right, so there is the actual tag portion. Let's make the little dangle. Another little safety pin, and let's see if I can find something green or pink. Have these little glass beads. That's 2 turquoise. Anything in there that would, like this little blue one. The blue might look nice. Let's see what the blue, if the blue fits on here. Oh yeah, the blue will fit. And then let's find another charm to go on that. Let's see, so this is kind of, got a lot of like ocean life in this one. So let's see, what can we find in here? I just have random stuff in here. I don't want a peace sign. I don't want Santa Claus. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is actually like a little pair of scissors that looks like a bird. And it looks like the bird that's on there. Yeah, I like that. Let's see, I want to make sure that I'm putting this in my little loop the right way. There we go. So there's my little charm. And here's my little slide on the page, just like that. Very cute. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Stick around for more videos in this series. I do have quite a few more tutorials that I'm going to be working on for ephemera that we're adding to our storybook journals. I do have some cute little, these are actually going to be pockets, and they are slides. So we're making these little slide pockets that are going to go in the journal. So I'm going to do that in a video. And then I also have another little folio that's made out of envelopes. And it's, this one's a really fun folio that we're going to do. So this is another little project. So just a little heads up on some projects coming up. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stick around for more to come. Take care.